welcome back to another episode of Workin On It Pod. We're in Australia with Sam Fischer.
Superstar. You never intro these people right.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
Get it right.
With our friend of years now, for years, we're friends with this mate. And he's Australian, and we're in his home, and he's a superstar, a global superstar.
And he's young and handsome.
He's young and handsome and married. It is Sam Fischer.
Young, handsome, and married. Come at me.
Young, handsome, and taken, ladies. So, period.
Married.
Hi. And if you don't know the name Sam Fischer, you sure fucking will, bitch, and you better.
That's on
because
you.
also, the city's gonna break my heart. The city's gonna love me to leave me alone.
Hey.
He had a big fat hit. A
He
big
did.
fat hit. And where did it pop off? The TikTok.
Yeah, I feel like it was like the original pop off.
It was
So
one
you
of
guys
the
didn't know I
first
found
only,
it.
right?
I found a TikTok.
You made TikTok.
You made the TikTok.
You're mega success on TikTok right
It's
now.
because of you.
You're welcome.
No, people would literally be like, you should have a song pop off like This City. I was like, that's my friend, bro. I was watching. Not a lot of moments you get to see your friend pop off.
For real.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I remember texting you random videos of like, look at this person lost their dog and they're playing your song, bro. It's so emotional.
But see, that was the craziest thing about that happening was that there was no trend to
Yeah.
it. And so
It
people
was
were like,
just
how'd you
the
make that
song.
happen? Like, what was the magic there? And I said, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't-
that was like pure magic. That was before people were
It's
like,
just a good
all right,
ass
we know
song,
exactly what to
bro.
fucking do.
And Sam
I
is
wish I
a
knew what to do.
songwriter. Motherfucker's in the studio writing these songs, pouring his heart out. And you're one of my favorite friends because I can send you songs and go, yeah, check out this songwriting, and you understand it. It's not, I'm
It's
just
a
like, yo,
language.
check out this pre-chorus, bro. It's fucking
It's
crazy.
like, it's you know what? It sometimes sucks though to be that like in the songwriting part of music because you listen to music and you judge it so
I
differently.
can't listen to music anymore.
You know?
No, I used to
What's
work
wrong
out in
with it?
silence because I go, they shouldn't have done this in that version,
yeah, I'm
I
kind of.
listen to everything and I critique it.
You
I
work
go,
out in silence?
I used to, and now my husband and Ryan will join me, and Ryan will play like hardcore rap, and I'm like, oh, cool.
Well, no, I mean,
That-
Daryl will
that's
play
cool.
his shit, and then like,
Daryl's
if
like,
it's a really
Coldplay.
hard set, I'm like, yo, let me
Ting,
put
ting,
something
ting,
on real
Call
quick.
it magic.
Literally, and I'm like, okay. And Ryan's like,
Yeah.
You know what?
we love Coldplay.
I work out to ballads.
Yeah.
Yeah, my own.
My iron. He has great ballads. Sam has one of my favorite voices of all times.
Megan,
I love you.
I need to come on this more because this is the most love I get from her.
For me?
I'm kidding.
I can't
I'm
tell
kidding.
you how much I
I'm
love
kidding.
you all
It's
the
all
time.
love here all the time. What I like about our friendship is that we're so fucking real with each other.
Yeah.
We're kind
I
of
knew
brutal
you were a
with
good
each
person.
other.
Yeah, a long time ago. Because I was like, oh, you're funny like me. I tell people we had one songwriting session, I think, and I've never laughed more in my entire life.
Ooh,
That
I
was
think
fun.
I was.
We
I
took
was there.
pictures of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we just couldn't stop laughing. I was
At
like,
Conway.
I was like, this guy's fucking hilarious. What a
hilarious.
delight to be around.
You know what?
And
It's
talented.
It's my trauma.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
the
yeah,
It's the
yeah.
way it's the way I deal with it is humor.
all of us.
Can't take a
babes.
single thing seriously.
Yeah.
I know. I
love
struggle with that, too.
You
Australians.
know what I mean?
Y'all are all fucked up.
So fucked up.
Yeah.
You're all right. You're all right. I was trying to look up kind of your history of life, right?
Oh, no. Yeah.
And I want to know,
Yikes.
were you actually
Yeah.
born on you raised on a farm? Is that real? And then you moved at like 10?
No, you weren't.
It says somewhere.
Imagine if I just fabricated that whole story. Yeah, I was.
Did you kill chickens?
I didn't kill any.
Oh, my mom was raised on a farm and killed chickens for dinner.
You know what though? So yeah, I grew up in a place called Grossvale.
Gross?
Grossvale.
Grose.
Yeah.
Okay. I grew up in a place called.
On a farm, and we
Grossville.
it was like considered a toy farm. So it was 26 acres, and our neighbors were like 4 miles down the road. And we had, I guess my parents had like a bunch of animals before we were all born, my brothers and I. And when I was born, we had 6 cows.
This is so
And-
confusing to me because I know your parents are doctors.
Yeah, they had like a little like,
This is a side gig?
I don't know what happened in their brains, but they were like, let's go to the country.
Wow.
Let's get
They
a
took
house
all their hospital
on a
money
farm
and they said,
raise some pigs
that's
and
what
chickens
I
and stuff.
joke
That's what
every
Megan
day when
wants
they
to
want me to
do,
do some
low-key.
crazy job. I'm like, I'm going to run away. Fuck all of you. I'm going to run away and start a farm with my children.
You know what? My
That
parents
must
were
be what your
together.
parents did.
Yeah, probably. My parents were together for 12 years before they had kids. Which but I used to be like, that's crazy.
And now you
But now
like,
I've
I
been
can't have a
with
child
Aaron
yet.
for 10 years, and it'll be longer
No way.
it'll be more than 12 years.
I keep
before
trying
we
to
have
force them to
kids.
have kids with me because none of my friends have kids with me.
Soz.
I'm like, just make one. Go right now.
I'm not the only one.
I guess
I
not.
don't.
I thought it was just me.
I'm not the one to have them. When Aaron wants
Yeah,
to
but
have
you were
them,
part of making them. You have the
True.
easy 2-minute job. You know what I'm saying?
2 minutes.
give me a little more credit. 2.5.
Yeah.
2 minutes 45.
Pop those numbers up.
Pop a
Give 'em a
job,
little-
bro.
Come on.
Your job is great.
Yeah, but they had us, and I guess they moved to the country because it was just like they should just get more space out there to get away from us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I lived out there till I was 7, and it was free, man. I was naked all the time.
Yeah.
So hippie. It was free.
That was
man.
it. We had a
was
little, like-
living.
I
We
feel
had
you
a
get
dam.
stung by bugs. There's so many bugs out here in Australia.
Probably did, but didn't care. I had a long curly red mullet.
Oh, fuck.
Sick.
I was a icon. I've never been as cool.
It was an icon.
I was. But we had these 6 cows. This is a controversy. So my parents, this is trauma. I remember I overheard them talking in their bathroom saying that we were going to move to Sydney. And we loved this house. Like, it was a beautiful, just like super Australian farmhouse, corrugated iron roofs. Like, we had a pool, we had this big backyard, and I overheard that, and I was like, "We're moving to Sydney," and they were like, "Oh shit, yeah." So
Like the city.
that happened, like the city, and then weirdly, like we probably packed up and left like a month later. But in that month, those 6 cows died,
Magically.
and we don't know how.
Your parents are doctors,
And
bro.
they told
drugged
us,
them, for
they
sure.
told us that it was foxes. And
Absolutely
my
fucking
dumbass,
not.
My
Terrible
dumbass was
lie.
like,
you have
oh, that
steak a
makes
lot?
sense, foxes. And then I grew up and was like, foxes? A couple foxes taking down 6 big ass cows?
Did you eat steak a lot that month? Oh, God, Sam.
This isn't good.
This isn't good. Maybe we just bury that one in
Look.
the trauma.
A lot of,
Foxes.
you know what?
Your parents are fucked.
Yeah, you know what? Aaron and I just drove across the US, and we were driving through like I don't know, bumblefuck Arizona, and it's through the desert, and you'd go through these like one street towns, and you're like, the thought of like you could do absolutely anything out here.
Murder?
Like what
See,
has happened out here that people don't know about?
That's why it
No
means
one
You know what I mean?
knows
So we were out.
what we could do.
We could bury a body in
So out in Grossvale, I'm like, there are 6 cows buried somewhere out there.
somewhere.
Damn. But here, I mean,
R.I.P. all
R.I.P.
of
your
your
cows,
pets?
but circle to life, and then you get to move to the city and get into music and kind of.
Yeah, wrap it up. How'd you get here?
How'd I get here? Oh my
Don't
god.
talk about each cow and their names. Let's go to.
I don't know. I saw
No.
you like big saxophone guy, huh?
Are
Big
you
saxophone
fucking
guy.
kidding me?
Listen, I started violin when I was 3, and then I picked up the saxophone because my high school had a really good jazz band that I wanted to get in.
I was in the jazz band.
So
Oh my God, we're the same person.
so I practiced for 2 years, and I went to high school because high school here is 7 to 12. So in year 7, I auditioned for the big band. I got in,
Of course.
and the leader of it was this like jazz master or whatever, and he would give us private lessons, and I was waiting for him. He like popped out for 1 second. I was waiting for him. There was a chart of Sway, and it was the Michael Bublé version of Sway.
And you
like,
sang.
when the rainbow rhythm starts.
But my favorite song ever.
Right. So I was singing it, and
Was that your first time ever singing?
It was my first time singing for anyone, I guess. I didn't know, but it was like, I feel like it's like a raise your voice moment.
Literally?
And I was like,
La 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 la.
What is raise your voice?
It's a Hillary Duff
it's so good.
amazing movie.
And
she sings in it. And
I like turn around, and his name was Vlad Kusid. I turn around, he's Russian, and he's looking at me, and I was like, oh, hi. And he goes, you no sing with, you no play saxophone in big band anymore. You sing.
Oh my
And
God.
I was like, and so then we did Sway, and that was my first like public performance.
You should do a fucking cover of that and put it out. I would love to hear your voice roar on that song.
I'm pretty sure there's a recording of that performance somewhere.
on YouTube.
Hell no.
Oh.
Just in my hard drive. You know?
My jazz band moments are on YouTube somewhere. deep in there. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we need
gotta
to pull
burn
that up.
those.
We need to pull that
I gotta
up.
bury those.
Let's cut that into this.
Nerd! So bad.
The rest
But
of the episode is
I
Megan
played
singing
trumpet,
Jennifer.
and then I would like ask, like, can I sing? I wasn't like, you should sing. You're amazing. I was like, I'll sing.
Oh, really? I thought they just picked
I
you because
think
you were so good.
I don't remember him being like.
Oh, you volunteered.
I don't remember him being like, you know, play trumpet, you sing. You know, it was like I was like, I'll sing it. I'm pretty sure. And like the band teacher's daughter was in my grade, and she could sing too, so we would sing together. So I wouldn't
Oh,
be alone.
controversial though.
No, she's a sweetheart.
Okay.
They're good people.
Okay.
So we were like, oh my god.
I was gonna say a nepo baby.
Right. Literally. I
In
was
the
like, well,
big
you were
band?
chosen. No.
The big band.
She was always good. And she was so smart because she would do harmonies with me too. She was so
Oh, that's
good.
cool.
I know. I was like, you do the harmony. No, you do the harmony. It was great. Anyways, that was boring. So
Shout out, Mr. Ferris.
then you
But
went to
so
college at Berkeley, Boston
I did that.
as
So
a singer.
I did. So I left Australia when I was 18, not to chase music, to get
Into school.
to really to like I thought I was a problem in my family, and I left and I went to England for a year, and I thought me leaving is gonna like alleviate all the like drama and tension in my family.
No.
And 3 weeks later, after I got there, everything fell apart. And
You were the glue. Turns out all along.
God, no, God.
Okay, don't cry.
Definitely not the glue. No, I mean like
You know he's a middle child of 2 boys, just like me.
Mhm.
That's why we're also
didn't
the
know that.
same. We
Okay.
have so many things together.
I know
Except
I'm
my
also
family's,
pregnant
like,
with my second.
Put together. Fuck. I'm so sorry.
But no, like I went to the UK, and on the way I auditioned for Berkeley, and
In the UK?
I flew to Boston, and then I went over to the UK, and I got in, and then my parents split, and there was a lot of just
While you were at school?
no. So I had just moved to the UK, and I was just on my gap year, and 3 weeks after I got there, my mum Skyped me and was like, "Your dad's gone, having an affair," and that all unraveled. And then my dad called me the next day, and he basically said to me, or rather, he called me and I saw him calling, and I was like, "Okay, just hear him out. Like, he's still your dad, whatever." And I pick up the phone, and he's like, "Hi, Sammy," and I was like, "How could you?"
Oh, shit.
And
I mean, yeah, I'd go fucking
I went
wild.
apeshit, and he goes, "Well, I wasn't going to say this, but if you hadn't been doing so many extracurricular activities and taken your mum away from me, maybe we could have spent more time."
Stop.
No.
It was really rough.
My dad jokes about that, and it triggers me. And now I can't believe he would use that on you, though.
It was a lot, and it took me a long time to realize that it wasn't my fault. And
Fuck
Yeah.
no, it's not your fault. He's the devil.
Right.
Sorry.
No, true. And I like that shattered me, and then I called my mum and I was like, "Fly me home." So I had no money.
Yeah.
And my mum, to her credit, was like, "If you come back here, you are gonna resent me, and you will find a way to leave the family and never talk to us again." And
This just got so fucking dark. I'm so sorry, Sammy.
but this is like,
Is this
for
why you're
anyone
so
who knows my
happy and,
music-
like, fun?
for anyone who knows my music, like it's pretty sad for the most part, but
Right.
like
It's
I
okay.
myself, like I don't take things too seriously because I've just been through some shit. But like
Yeah.
also like I don't know, like everything's relative. But
It's pretty tough though.
it was hard. I was 18 and like trying to figure my shit out, and
It's like, yeah, how
It's a
could
lot of
you try to
curveballs to
go?
come at you.
Well, let me work on myself when your whole world, your whole family is exploding.
yeah, it was
Ugh,
pretty
can't imagine, dude.
tough. So I deferred Berkeley, and I came back here after my year in the UK, and I worked in a pub for like 3.5 months, and then I went to America in 2011, and now it's been like 12, 13 years.
Fuck.
And where like being in Australia right now, this is the longest time that I will spend in Australia since I left.
No shit.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
so you really okay?
This is traumatic.
It's a lot.
Great.
It's a lot.
You stick with us, buddy. We'll take care of you.
Come on.
Come on.
Come
on.
We're gonna
Come
climb
on.
the Sydney Bridge. We're gonna be tourists
Yeah,
out here.
you know.
Okay. We're gonna go to the zoo.
Are we gonna do that?
Fuck yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do that.
Yeah. When
It's
did
gonna
you,
be so sick.
When did you start writing songs? So how did you turn
Yeah, because
this trauma and these emotions
into
into like I'm gonna sit down and like this is how I'm going to express all these emotions that I'm having?
My my relationship with my dad is probably the catalyst for all songwriting, all of my like drive and success is to like prove him wrong. And I started writing when I was like 12, 13, and it was because my parents wouldn't buy me another album. They bought me a Human Nature album, and then I listened to it, and I loved it, and I learned all the songs, and then I was like, can I get another one? They were like, no. And so I was like, well, then I'm going to write my own songs to listen to them.
Wow.
So the first song I wrote was called Wake Up. I was a very sheltered child. Wait, it was called Wake Up, and it was about what?
On a Saturday
Cracking my eyes open in the morning.
Nice.
And it was, wake up, you know the morning's here. Wake up, you know the sunshine's clear. Wake up, you know the what? The night is through. Wake up. Maybe it's a political message. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
I like that. You made your own soundtrack to your life. You're like, here we go.
You should hear my 15-year-old demos. They are fucking garbage. I'm
sure they're not.
His best friend, I was
How old were you when
madly
you
in
wrote
love
bass?
with. Oh, I was like 18. Well,
So
no.
you started writing at 15, and then 3
I
years
started
later
writing
wrote
at
a
like
diamond
at like
song.
12, like you, and
Wake Up was a
my-
diamond.
Wake Up.
This
But
is
I
the
have one of
debut.
those. My version of that is called "Give Me a Chance" because his friend
gimme,
would never
gimme,
love
gimme,
me, and I
gimme,
was
gimme,
like,
gimme a
"Dance with me."
chance.
No, I was like, "Just give
Give
me
me
a
a
chance,
chance,
'cause now I'm older. Just give me a chance, 'cause now I'm wiser. Just give me a chance, 'cause now I'm stronger.
yeah.
Just give me a chance. Wait, I'm a survivor of what, bitch? Ooh, ooh. So,
Why could that have
mine
been
might
like
be
a
worse than Wake
Pussycat
Up.
Dolls
Man.
hit? Are you kidding me?
It was
Dude.
with guitar and like a cool JoJo beat.
And then we would just sing it non-stop whenever
And then I
Matt
had a
was
hit
around.
song in high school called Waterfalls, and that made
That was
zero sense.
That was a jam, though. I loved it.
You got me
Wow.
tripping
Over
over waterfalls, can't
taking
stand
it
at all to the
out,
thought of you making and breaking my heart.
Come on.
It was a
That
bop.
was-
That's a big band
She
tune.
she
It's a
performed
big
it at like
tune.
That's giving jazz.
That was my Cerberellis phase.
Dude,
Giving jazz.
it was sick.
I love
Me and my
Cerberellis
buddies
and
were
Michael
just
Bublé, and I was like, I will be them.
Come
singing
on.
along. Dude, Jesse loves that song the most. I think Jesse still has it, and he just plays
yeah,
it
no,
once in a
that's
while.
the problem. Like, I handed out CDs in high school. I was like, this is gonna be huge someday. And now all these fucking kids have these demos.
Incredible.
Okay, so then you were in college. No, so then you went to LA and you're like, I'm gonna be a songwriter.
So
and
yeah, so like
my favorite song from yours is one of your, because you also, I didn't know about all this family trauma, but you had like management trauma, where like your team fucked you over.
let me tell you, every bad thing apart from like physically being assaulted and sexually being assaulted that could happen to me has happened to me.
Emotional abuse.
Emotional abuse, mental abuse, manipulation, the whole thing. So basically,
You're in therapy, right?
Oh yeah. I So I got my first cut in my senior year of college, and it was a cut
As a songwriter.
As a songwriter. I had totally given up on the dream of being an artist when
You're like,
by the time I
awesome.
was like 20.
But your problem is your voice is better than all the artists.
Well, publishers would be like, "Hey, listen," because I would send my songs in, being like, who can sing this? And they'd be like, you're an artist, be an artist.
Really?
And I was like, I don't know what kind of artist I want to be, and it just seems stressful. And
I hate
like,
that question.
you know,
Because they're like, 'cause no one ever asked me, who do you want to be? They were just like, you're the bass girl. And I was like, cool.
you know what? To be just like fucking thrown an identity though,
Yeah, they threw
Not
me an
bad.
identity. And I was like, oh, I'm the...
not bad.
Because it was
Pretty
also
chill,
like my truth.
you know?
So it was like, I was like, oh, I do hate myself. And like, I do want to start loving myself. And then I wrote all these songs for everyone. And I was like, yeah, this is working for me. This is medicine. And I'm doing it. But my favorite song of yours, which we got to tease, just like a sledgehammer,
Yes.
is the one you wrote for your managers.
So
How's that go? My favorite song from yours, the big choir one. That was the first time I was like, oh, I'm a Sam Fischer fan. Is it
Which
even
one?
out? No. We know this.
Should we
And
look it up?
The kid.
Is it out?
The kid from Emblem 3 produced it.
The Spencer one?
Yeah, not that kid though. The other kid. No, you know this song. You're like, oh, duh.
Is it my song?
It's something with an S.
Is it out?
And you're like,
Is it Sleep on It?
I don't need. It's Pray.
No. Pray for me.
Pray for me.
That's a deep cut. It's not even out, y'all.
It's
Mike
not
Sabbath.
out.
Mike Sabbath.
That's what it was. Fuck. rock. It was Mike Sabbath.
Mike and I did that right after I got dropped.
One of my favorite producers, Mike Sabbath. He did a lot of Treat Myself with me. He
yes,
produced
bro.
that fucking
Treat Myself.
song.
He just did the Ray
You
album.
gotta hear this fucking song. Pray for me. When are you gonna put that
I feel
out?
like
you pray for me.
I feel like you played it for me.
Yeah, I have to convince people like, hey, we're gonna have a new friend in the family because look how talented he is. And then I played it in the car, and they're like,
That's how it
oh
works.
shit,
That's quite a first impression.
Yeah, and you killed it. And they were like, this kid's gonna be a star. And I was like, I know.
Yeah.
And then I saw you at Hotel Cafe, and I was like, this guy's a fucking star, dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, bless you.
You put on a
guys.
great show.
Thanks. So I got my first cut. It's a sync in a movie. The movie tanked. The song, all our copyright got taken away from us because these attorneys were crazy, and my other co-writers signed all the contracts without taking them to an attorney. I held out for a year.
This episode is sponsored by Fidelity's Women Talk Money. Woo woo! Anyone else need a little help and instructions when it comes to finances? I know I do. Maybe a little, maybe a lot.
A lot. I need a lot. 100%. I need a lot.
I always feel so intimidated when it comes to talking about money and answering our listeners' questions, but now we have the Fidelity Women Talk Money community. I'm so glad for this. I love and know that our listeners will also love the events, the newsletters, and the workshops. All of the content, it's so inspiring and so helpful.
Fidelity's Women Talk Money is a growing community for women by women, and the best part, it's totally free and easy to access.
Mm-hmm. It's all real talk about the stuff like pay gap, the pink tax, the mom tax, the single girl tax. They want you to know about what makes finances different for women and also what you can do about it. Okay? We love you, Fidelity. Mwah.
Whether you just want to tune into a virtual event, you have questions, or you'd like to make some major moves with your money, Women Talk Money is here to guide you. They'll help you take the next step to help your money work harder.
Period. Don't miss out. Join the Women Talk Money community today. Go to fidelity.com/work. That's fidelity.com/WORK. Work.
That was the first time I got screwed over in the music industry. And then I moved to LA after getting that because I thought, I have a song in a movie. I'm about to be rich, bitch.
Yeah.
No. So I, my senior year of college, I started coming to LA to write, and I basically got a phone call. I was in Boston, and it was 2 a.m. I got a phone call, and they were like, Sam, where are you? And I was like, I'm in Boston, and I was hammered. And they were like, well, we need you in LA. We have a record to make. And it was a major label. And so I was like, okay. So then 3 weeks later, I leave Boston, move to LA. I had like $1,400 to my name. I moved into a place where the rent was $1,400.
Oh, no.
But I thought, I'm about to get a deal. And
they didn't
the
get
day
you a
after I got to LA, I went into the office and I sat there, and they said, hey, we're actually not going to sign you, but we're going to help you out, and we're going to set you up with sessions and whatever. To this day, I still have not heard from them. So that happens, and then
So heads up, you'll be ghosted maybe.
Mm-hmm. So then I come back to Australia, and my family was like, it was a decade of like really intense emotional stuff because the divorce was really long and messy. And so I cut up, like my mom had given me a credit card just for safety, just in case, I cut that up like in front of my mom's face. I was like, it's sink or swim, mom. And so fucking dramatic.
You're so dramatic.
dramatic.
I went back to
It's like, keep that.
I went back to LA, and I like packed all my stuff out, and I was wheeling my shit. Hi, Riley.
Riley.
You want to come talk about my trauma?
Sit with mama. All right, keep going.
So cute. And I was wheeling my stuff out of this house in West Hollywood. Hi. And
Glasses.
Glasses.
Yeah, you and Sam have glasses. Okay, keep going.
Wheeling stuff out of the house.
wheeling myself out of the house, and the woman who lived upstairs, her name is Karen Balzari, as in Flea's sister. Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers' sister. She was upstairs, and she saw me walking out, and she goes, where are you going? And I was like, I don't know, but I will figure it out. And she goes, well, why don't you come upstairs, and let's have a glass of wine and a joint, and we'll figure it out. And so she let me crash on her floor, on a mattress on her floor, for like 5 weeks. And
Wow.
in those 5 weeks, I got an audition to be a background singer for this band, Holy Child. And they were signed to this label, Glassnote. And we went on tour. And when we weren't out on tour, I was lying to all of them. Like the bus would leave, everyone would go off to their apartments. I'd be like, yeah, see you guys, yeah, see ya. And then I would hit the tour manager, be like, can I crash with you? Because I don't have a place. And so that was like 6 months of that. And then we got off tour, and right when we got off tour, I got my first offer for a pub deal, and it was like horrific.
Hi, teddy bear.
It was super bad.
The deal was bad.
The deal was bad, and the guy.
Yeah, see, you're only supposed to sign like 1 to 2 of those bad deals, but I feel like you got handed a lot.
I didn't sign it.
Oh,
But,
good job.
But when I turned it down, the guy who was trying to sign me said, "This is the worst and biggest mistake you'll ever make in your life." And I was like, at the time,
You've
like
been
the
mansplained
deal was
too.
like $25,000, and like
No.
it was a 4-song MDRC,
No.
which they don't even offer anymore, and that is like minimum song requirement, and like so you had to get whatever. Anyway, so I'm just a mess, and I get fired from the band because they run out of money, and then I moved into an apartment in North Hollywood that I found on Craigslist, and there were 4 dudes living in a 2-bedroom apartment at Academy Village, right across
Did
the
you know
street
me
from
at this
Republic of
point?
I mean, I knew of you. I knew who
Okay.
you were. But we hadn't met because I hadn't met Jordan.
Right.
And
How did you meet JoJo?
through my first manager. And
Bad guy.
no, he's not a bad guy. It just no. He's not a bad guy. The guy that I was signed to, my first record deal, that was the bad guy. So I know it's a really fucking long story, but
No, you're good. I'm locked in.
so I am living in this apartment. There was like, oh my, everyone had like a horrifically traumatic story. Like one of the roommates was a dancer who had been in Step Up with like Channing Tatum and whatever.
Yeah.
He got a back injury and he couldn't dance anymore, and he was working at Denny's.
Oh, fuck.
And like everyone in this apartment was just like struggling, but I was hustling. Like I used to, I worked in like a meat pie store in Australian meat pie store called the Bronze Dozzy in downtown LA, and they would pay me in cash to be like a delivery boy, and because legally I wasn't allowed to.
Were you dating Aaron at this point?
Yeah, we were long distance, so that
Oh my
also sucked.
fuck.
But any money that I would make, I would use to go out, and I would go to clubs and pubs and shows and events, and I asked a favor of every fucking person I knew to get in different rooms, to get meetings. Anyone who said that they were in the music industry, I would take their contact and the next morning hit them up, and we'd organize to do like a lunch meeting or a dinner meeting or a breakfast meeting. I'd make sure it was a meal, and that was how I ate because I couldn't afford to eat. And then I did that for like a year, and then I wrote a song. It's called Talk to Me. It'll never see the light of day, but it's about my dad. And this guy heard it. I'm not going to say his name because he doesn't deserve the recognition. But he signed me off of that. And
That's the tough guy.
Yeah. So I had been hustling as a writer, and I got to the point where like publishing companies were like keen, and they were offering me stuff. And I was then working with my old manager. And I was in New York about to sign to Sony for publishing, and I get this call, and it's this guy in LA saying, "Yo, I just heard Talk to Me. You're the next Ed Sheeran." And I go, I'm such a cocky bastard. I go, "That's really sweet, really kind, but Ed Sheeran is Ed Sheeran. I don't want to be the next Ed Sheeran. I want to be the first Sam Fischer." And I hung up. And I was like, "Oh my fucking God."
I love the drama that you bring to any situation that you're like, I'm gonna fucking move you. Let's go.
I'm Sam Fisher, bitch.
Yeah, that's
I was
amazing.
bold as
But
hell. I had like blind faith in myself for no good reason.
No, you should.
But
You
that's
need
a
that
great.
shit.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're right in that statement.
It felt right to say because
Yeah.
I didn't want to get screwed over. And then he calls me right back and he goes, "Don't fucking hang up. No one ever hangs up on me." And that should have been the first red flag.
Yeah, that should have been a red
And I was like,
It's very
okay.
manipulative.
And so he had a JV on a major, and so he called my manager at the time and he said, "I want to sign Sam." And what happens when you go from a songwriter deal to an artist deal is that the money goes way up. So all of a sudden, Sony Publishing was like, we're going to give you way more money because you are now about to get a record deal as well as a publishing deal. And so I was like, amazing. My life is great. But that record deal that I signed was a $30,000 deal for 4 albums.
No, that's abuse.
And that deal...
My first one was similar to that, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
But at the time, $30,000 was like the
I
most
mean, what
money
you were
I've ever
doing,
seen in my
you're like,
life.
you have
My
to take
first
meetings so you
pub
can
deal
get fed.
was like
You're
20.
living with 4 other
Right.
people. Like, in that moment, you're like, this is going to change my life. I need to just... this is it.
Exactly.
Exists, yeah.
And like, at that time, Aaron had moved to LA and we were living, like, there were like 6 people in this 3-bedroom apartment, and we got this money and we were able to move and get our own place finally. And then this dude that I signed to said all the right things and was really supportive until I signed. And then he fired, like a week after I signed that, he fired the guy that showed him my music.
What?
I knew that was bad. And then it was really dark for like 10 months, full identity crisis. He would call me 3 times a day. He would only ever take meetings in his car. So he would drive up and down the PCH,
That's so sketchy.
like yelling at me. And he used to call me fat a lot. He used to make fun of my hair. I got a hair transplant because it was my like
No.
biggest insecurity. And because he used to like make fun that like my hair was balding, and it was balding because I was stressed and anxious and like terrified
Yeah.
of this dude. And yeah, so like 10 months into that, or rather 6 months into that, we have this blow up in the studio because he wants to like change the song completely that I wrote about my dad. And I was like, no, I don't want to do this. And he wanted to executive produce the album. It was fucked. Anyway, so we have this big blow up in a studio where I cracked, and like, I'm pretty chill.
Yeah.
I don't
no.
like yell. And I lost my motherfucking mind. And and he like slams his computer shut, turns to the producer, and he's like, have a good night, Stefan. And he like looks at me and he's like, and then walks out. And then the next morning I posted a story and I noticed that he hadn't watched it, and he was always the first one to watch it. And then I went to his profile and I clicked on following, and he'd unfollowed me. And I didn't hear from him for 3 months. And
This is like an abusive boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then those 3 months I didn't hear from him, but I was still signed to him. I couldn't do anything. And that was the scariest time, because I was like, I have no money. I have no like prospect of putting any songs out. What the fuck am I doing? And it got really, really bad. And then I wrote a song called Smoke with Jamie Hartman, and Jamie was my big champion. And he called this dude and was like, what are you doing? And then he dropped me.
Okay, then you were free.
And then I was
Then when
free
did you
for
write
2
The
years. And I
City?
was like, I wrote this city during that deal. And I sent it in.
Oh, shit.
And he said 48 hours later, after I wrote this city and sent it to him, he sent me an email that just said, it's pretty.
What?
That was it. And my manager at the time said, I like it, but it's nothing special.
That's
I
what
was
they
like,
said
okay.
about Better When I'm Dancing.
Really?
I was like, you can do
I
way
don't know.
better.
No one knows.
And I was like, everyone loves this song now. So fuck you guys.
Period.
Anyway, so The City, it's pretty. That's it. Okay.
It's pretty. And then he drops me, and I was like, done. I was like, fuck being an artist. Fuck this industry.
That's when I met you?
Yeah.
I met you after the
Yeah.
abuse.
Right after.
Because they were like, he's been through some shit. And I was like, oh, fuck.
So-
Jojo. She was like, his manager
I
just
love,
like,
I love John
or
being
his,
like,
his,
he's an abused little dog.
Yeah.
Take care.
Take
Take
care
care
well,
of
of
she's
him.
like, he's so
Pet him
talented. He
nicely.
just
Give him
needs,
food.
he just needs a good team and a good supportive whatever. And I was like, oh, it's the fucking worst. When you have, like, you have everything you need, but you don't have a team to help you get it there. It's a lot of who you know.
Absolutely.
I got lucky with meeting fucking great, powerful people at a young age and was like, hold on to me,
Yeah.
you know? And then,
Yeah.
because I have the talent and I have all the needs
Mhm.
and the means and to get a good song done, and I could do it in a day, but I don't have, like, I didn't have great people to get it to a certain
Yeah.
place. And that's all I feel like you're missing, dog.
You know, it's
'Cause you
that.
got
But
bangers.
see, it's like that kind of language that like you saying like, I have the talent. Like I just needed the team to like go big with it.
Mm-hmm.
I never was taught to like speak like that. It was always like me apologizing for my talent and like dulling my shine because like my older brother would be fucking like intimidated by me performing in front of the school, and like he.
Oh my
had
God,
the-
he'd be blasted drunk there, being like, "You got me tripping over waterfall."
Dude,
I was like, "That's
I
my
would
sister."
just-
That's amazing. Though. Like,
I'd
I
be
love
drunk
you
in
guys'
I'm
college, just being
only
like, I'm not
here-
even gonna finish school. My sister's gonna be a
Hey,
pop
famous.
star.
I
I'm
am
moving
to
only
LA.
here, bro. I am only here because my family. My dad's listening, right? He's here.
You know?
Everyone in my
No,
family supported me, even
You
when
could
I
have
was
done it
shit.
without me.
No,
for
we
sure.
could. I couldn't have because y'all told me I was good and I wasn't good.
Well, no, in the beginning, I said, you're very bad. She would sing in the shower every morning. I'm like 13. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Screaming. Just like,
Or I'd
stop
be
singing.
Like,
Little
I'd
did
write
I
a
know.
song after high school, and at dinner time, I'd be like, I'm gonna play this pop song I wrote, and they were like, we don't want to hear your fucking pop
Oh,
song.
incredible.
And I was like, I'm Rihanna. Fuck you.
But you know what?
Yeah.
It gave her that drive. She's like, I'm going to show these
I'm gonna
motherfuckers.
Yeah.
improve my
Just
family,
wait.
my
Yeah.
loving, supportive family. Wrong.
And now I'm dancing to fucking,
But
I
mommy
am
and
your
daddy.
mother.
Hey.
You listen to
Come
me. And I'm like,
on,
what has
bitch.
happened to me? What has happened?
Yeah. Y'all might be out there checking out my gorgeous sweater.
It looks great.
Doesn't it look good?
It looks
I've
great.
never gotten more compliments in my life. It's this light blue plush V-neck sweater from Nuuly.
Oh, and it's so soft.
And it's so soft.
Yeah.
And I'm like pregnant, and it's exactly what I want to wear right now. And I love it. And you should get one as well.
If you haven't heard of them, Nuuly is a revolutionary subscription clothing rental service that gives you your choice of any 6 styles each month.
That's crazy, dude.
Wow.
6 styles. And they offer access to thousands of styles from 300 brands. That's a lot of numbers.
Whole lot. Plus, they have fast, free shipping and returns, professional cleaning, and the option to buy what you loved at a discount.
That's so smart. Nuuly is already a great value at $88 a month for any 6 styles. But now you can get $20 off your first month of Nuuly when you sign up with the code. What's the code? WORK20. WORK 20.
Just go to NUULY.com. That's Nuuly with 2 U's. And enter the code WORK20
20.
and sign up to get $20 off your first month.
That's NUULY.com. Nuuly with 2 U's with code WORK20. I'm telling y'all, do this. My whole closet is full of Nuuly now. I love them so much. They're so cozy, wozy, wozies.
Okay,
You
too long.
won't-
Nuuly subscription clothing rental. Change your clothes.
You won't regret it.
But
Got
so,
the
like,
bug.
you know, I was just never taught to back myself,
Do you
even
do
though,
it
like,
now?
I did have blind faith in myself, but no one would back that up.
But do you do it now?
I am learning to. I think that
You're like,
I
I'm
think,
beaten down
Well,
and
look.
exhausted.
Look,
I'm spent.
You
look,
should
it was
now.
it was a decade of trying before this city started going, and it started going on TikTok. I didn't have TikTok when it started going, and I, you know, all of a sudden I'm thrown into being an artist again, and all the labels come out the woodwork to be like, let's go, like this city, Sam Fischer, woo! And I signed the RCA in October of 2019. And I had like 5 months of the whole world opening every door, sucking all of my dick. And
Was it good?
it was so good. I felt like a star.
You're
I
a
was so
star.
like, it was like, wow, like, even though I've been through so much bullshit and like every man in my life has let me the fuck down,
Cis men are the worst.
you know, I was like, here we go, like my moment is finally happening.
And then COVID.
And then COVID. And it's like when that shit happens, you're just like, I wish that I had fucked this city up. Like, I wish that I had fucked my own moment up. But it was something totally out of my control. And
That's better.
it wasn't better, though, because it was like, this is the universe telling me that I will
Nar.
never fucking
Nope.
make
Nope. The
be a
universe was just like,
success.
It was just the
Pause.
last
But then-
test.
The universe shut down my whole album. Treat myself got
know.
nothing because
I know.
the universe said we need to
Well, that was the thing. It was like
do a
clinging
Leah
on.
off right now. And I said, go get it. She's great.
But it was like clinging to other artists who were going through it. And
It
like,
either really helped you or really hurt you. And I was in that bottom with you.
well, it was like, no, like it was such a weird thing to complain about.
Oh, yeah. No, I was
It was like, I'm
and I was
having a hit, but I can't like
but it was
tour
great
it.
because it woke us up too. Because we were like, oh, this isn't life or death. this is life.
This
or
is
death.
literally life or
yeah,
death.
you know.
And
my one album out of all the whatever I'll do, it's not life or death.
yeah.
Your
I mean,
song
look,
still lived on. You know.
It lived on. It was there were, but it was things like so it got a nomination for Song of the Year at the Arias, which was
Fucking
monumental
huge.
for me. And for those of y'all that don't know, the Arias are the
Right.
Australian Grammys. Okay,
The
beat.
Australian guy.
So, but I was in LA. I wasn't allowed to come back here because of COVID and the restrictions here.
Period.
So I'm in LA, and I was planning on. It was a Zoom ceremony. It was live here, but it was Zoom for everyone who was overseas. And I was planning on just doing it in a hoodie. And my stylist, Chris, bless him, he calls me. He's like, "This is your first nomination. You are gonna look good regardless of whether it's on Zoom or not." So he comes over and he has this amazing like Gucci suit,
Oh.
and I try it on, and bless me, it doesn't fit.
Oh, okay.
But bitch, I wore it. So I'm
You
sitting
wore
there.
it,
I'm
you
sitting
said.
there at the table, and like the jacket was on. I was like, fucking
Tight.
can't lift my arms past here, and like the pants were on, but like they weren't zipped up. Like
Right.
couldn't. My thighs were like pushing. And it's 3 a.m. by the time Song of the Year was the second last category. It's 3 a.m. I get on this Zoom, and it's like, oh, also Song of the Year is fan voted here, and it was 5 Seconds of Summer. Tones and I for Dance Monkey, like Guy Sebastian, Flume, like all these like Australian
biggest of the
artists. The biggest of the
biggest.
biggest. We get on this Zoom and I go, because by the way, I'm fucked up. It's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay awake. I'm like, so we get on this Zoom and it's all of us. And I go, "Hey guys, nice to meet you. We all know 5 Seconds of Summer has this, right? It's fan voted." And everyone's like, "Yeah." And those boys are so sweet. And they're like, "No, guys, like you kidding?"
I love them.
And they were like, "This
I
city was
truly
huge,
love
man. Like
them.
anyone's got a
Aw.
shot." Guess who won?
Yeah,
5 sauce.
it's the boys.
Yeah,
You're
you know.
so Sam.
What's up, guys? Yeah,
It's like, we know who's
Five
wrapped
Star-
this
yeah,
up,
you got
right?
it. Yeah.
It's fucking.
You know?
It's good to see you.
It's tough when it's fan voted, man.
I was gonna
It's
get the
tough.
fuck out of this
It's tough.
Gucci
It's
suit,
tough.
fucking busting out of this thing.
But like, you know, that happened. I lost Song of the Year. I've lost Song of the Year twice, bless me.
Yeah, bless you.
And,
you were there. You were nominated.
I was nominated. It was
I
the
wasn't
coolest
nominated.
fucking thing.
You know
You
what
won
I'm
a Grammy, girl.
But I won all of the Grammys around the world. No.
And you know, and then I got off the Zoom call and I went to bed, and that was my Arias night.
Huge, big. And then what fucked me up recently is that you just decided to move from LA again to a different place,
Mm-hmm.
new chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And your business manager looks at you and just says, you just gotta write another hit, buddy. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
I just need another hit, guys.
Just another hit. Which, by the
I mean,
way,
speaking of hits, I mean, you got something in the works.
Come on.
I get to hear the unreleased Sam Fischer songs, and there's multiple hits. And I'm not gassing you up. I don't gas a lot of songwriters up, but this motherfucker has hits sitting in his bank account. And
So does
the
she.
key
So
is,
does she. So do we.
So do-
What?
You have an
Stop
album
it.
coming
Stop.
out.
Yeah, I do. I do have an album coming out.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, let's talk about it.
5, 6, 7, 8. When?
It's coming out this year, summer.
June.
I can't say when yet. June.
That was a guess, and I'm probably right.
Summer.
Cool.
This
My
summer.
baby's coming July.
It's coming.
So samesies.
It's
and
coming.
Then,
It's coming.
do you
June.
have any humongous artists featured on this album?
Think about it. Think about it.
Yes.
Is it me? Back in the day, before I had children, was I pregnant?
Children.
You know what? I'm gonna find that video because I think that has to go out of you.
Do you have a
so
video of me
I
singing
opened
it?
for Lewis Capaldi on my first tour, and I performed this song
Oh, that's what it was. It was a
And
Lewis Capaldi show.
at the Fonda, and you
That's
came with
the best
JoJo,
night ever.
and you film it, and Megan's commentary on this video is like,
I was drunk.
she's like,
And it was
"You
so
better
good.
fucking sing."
You better
Those-
fucking
She's like,
sing.
"Those fucking harmonies, are you kidding me?" And
That's his wifey, bro.
it was so sweet.
He
And then
played
like the
this
next day,
song.
you were like, "Hey yo, let me on that shit."
That song was good. I don't sing a lot of songs that I don't write, and then when I like it, I hunt it down. And I texted you. I was like, "What the fuck is this one?" Because this is a banger of a hit, and that was years ago. But
was
it's a
years ago.
timeless one, dude. When it comes out, I can't wait for everyone to hear it because I'll play it in the room, and like a random person in my room will be like, "Yo, what's that?" Like it sounds like a hit tune that hasn't come out yet.
Period. You heard it here first. Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
I'm singing the
It's gonna
second
be-
verse and the chorus, and it's just a good feel song about like, listen, everything's gonna be all right.
It's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. You know, it's gonna be great.
I'll just keep telling
But-
myself until I believe it.
Period. Yeah. So the album is you know
Is
what?
it done?
It's done. The process of making this album has sucked. I'm gonna
Why?
be real honest. Because I like my dream of making an album as a signed artist was the romantic, like, let's go to Jamaica and spend 3 months.
I've never done that.
3
honey.
months making
You
this
know why?
shit. Let's go swimming
It's
and
too
get cute photos of
expensive.
us in the
Only
ocean.
Harry Styles does that, bro.
Yeah, I don't think. a
And
lot
when
of
they
people
do it, they're
that.
like, we're barred. We're not.
But
you
so
know?
like I didn't have an executive producer either. Like no one to like pull it together. And because I really pulled songs that were with other artists back when I got my shot at like finally being an artist. And the album is kind of just an exploration of like the way that I relate to myself throughout different situations over the last decade.
How you survive.
How I survived.
Love that.
I mean, I'm
Also,
pumped
we
because-
skipped over. He had a fucking fat hit with Demi Lovato.
Oh yeah,
That was a big tune. You were
That
on
was pretty
Ellen
fun.
Yeah.
performing that.
that's pretty sick. You know what? That song is on the album.
And it was it because you pitched it to Demi and then you
So-
were like, wait a second.
You know what? The real story that I've never told this,
Period.
Ooh, let's
but-
go.
but-
Exclusive.
but I think her version leaked. But so Demi heard the song. We sent it over for Demi.
What's it called?
It's called What Other People Say. And Demi loved it, and she recorded it, and she sounded incredible. And then Demi went through some really tough things and stepped away from music. And then This City happened, and that blew up. And then that song was always a really important song. And so I hit Demi, or my team hit Demi's team, and was like, what if we make this a duet?
We both did it because you could
Because-
sing at her level.
Well, it just felt so much. The thing is that for me, it felt like when I sing it, I'm still going through it. And when Demi sings it, Demi's on the other side of it.
Ooh, I like that.
And so
Wow,
if you like
bars.
listen to it and think about that, I think it's more powerful. But Demi's
Yeah.
like solo version leaked.
Really?
Yeah, it's like on YouTube. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh, nice.
So I put out my solo version, period.
Period.
Which was just the demo. But yeah, that was a crazy experience. And Demi's really amazing to work with. Turned up early, stayed late at the music video. We did it on Ellen. I wish we could have done it more. I wish we could perform it more on other TV shows around the world, but we can't. We couldn't.
It's tough.
And it's
tough
fine.
when you have a duet.
It
That's
is,
why
but
Sweet Sam is gonna put this duet that we have out, and I'm like, heads up, buddy. I'm giving birth. I'm gonna fucking disappear. on
and
your
guess
ass.
what? In the
Do
music
not ask
video,
me to
I
go to
will
the
be
UK.
delivering.
I'm like, do not ask me to go to the UK and sing on a random TV show, because it's gonna be an hour.
Don't worry.
Don't
I'm
expect
gonna.
much of me, but I will do a TikTok.
We'll have you on
And
Zoom.
I'll promote a bunch of shit for you. Yes.
We'll have you on Zoom
I will do
performing.
the most I can.
your part.
I will be trying to breastfeed at the same time.
I will wear a suit that is like half a man suit and then half like a pregnancy suit.
Right. Perfect.
But right
But
now,
it's the song's gonna be so good on its own. It doesn't even need
it's
promotion.
cool. I've got 3 badass women on my album.
Can you say who else is on it or no?
Amy Sharp?
Oh shit! We just had Amy Shark on this podcast and Sam Fischer, which is why you're here, right? Or is that one of the reasons why you're here?
That is the main reason why I'm
Okay.
here.
Has a song out with the iconic Australian superstar Amy Shark,
Amy
and
Shark.
it's both your songs, and it's called High
On you.
High on You. I almost said on us. but that
Wow.
doesn't make sense.
Wow, my biggest
High
fan.
Never a
on
bit.
You.
Okay, she
I
knows
can
it.
sing it,
She knows it.
motherfucker.
She knows it. Yeah, High on You. And that, I love that song. It came out a
That's
week ago.
huge, man.
It's so cool. Isn't Amy so fucking cool?
She's the nicest girl
She's
ever.
very, very cool.
She's so
She was
chill.
on our
She's so
podcast.
great.
Super chill.
Check it out.
Very talented.
Because
talented,
Australian
so
Idol doesn't
nice.
air in the US, Meghan Trainor is a judge on Australian Idol.
Yes, I am, and I.
If you didn't
And
know,
I
If you
fucking.
didn't know.
That's why we're here. And I had to perform on the show recently, and I was terrified. But I only said yes because they were like, well, Amy and Sam Fisher are gonna perform on the show.
Yeah, that was the catalyst here.
They were literally like, it'd be weird if you don't. That's what they said. It'd be weird if you don't. If the other judge did and you didn't. Wow. And I was like,
classic peer pressure.
They literally bullied me into it, and it was the best thing ever because I was like, fuck, that was great. It was the best, like, goodbye made you look, on to mother. But I'm counting the days until you guys perform. I'm so fucking excited.
Not long now.
And we keep watching every performance from the contestants, and me and Amy are like, okay, we're gonna need that in your show. Like they did lasers with smoke, and I was like, Amy, if you don't fucking have that for you and Sam, need it. It looks sick.
I've never done like a proper like full production TV performance.
That's what I said too. Plus, it's like it's a vibey chill song, so let's go crazy with the lasers.
Yeah, lasers.
Crazy. Oh,
see, I got 10 dancers.
Are super dope.
Yeah.
I got dancers. I said I'll distract with like our hot dance moves. You need lasers, my guy.
Come on.
Because not many. You don't need anything because you're perfect.
You're so young, but
you're perfect. But how cool would it be if you had lasers?
What's it like to have a supportive brother?
He's great. I've trained him well.
He's my brother now.
He's way better now.
I'm really excited. Amy is an absolute legend, and like, she was so funny. I was like, so like, what did you think when you first heard the song? She goes, well, Shane, her manager, her husband, heard it, and he was playing it in his office, and I was in the next room, and I heard him playing this song, and I poked my head in, and I go, what the fuck is that? And Shane goes, oh, Sam Fisher song. He sent over. He wants you on it. And she goes, yeah, right, done. And that's just how it happened. And then I flew up to Brisbane and we recorded it. And she's like,
because before that, when we were doing the Australian auditions like months ago, before I was pregnant, we were talking about just how much we loved you as a person. And I didn't know you were going to do a song together. He's a good guy.
Oh,
and you're going to find more good people like Amy Shark and me. And you're going to go
That's
up. I think if you're a good person, good things happen to you. I know it takes a while, and I know a lot of shit things can happen to you as well. But I think the good is coming, Sam.
I hope to God that like I have filled my quota of shit things happening to me, and like now it's just.
I think you're full of shit now,
cool,
and you're done. And
you're completely full of shit.
You're ready to poop it out.
Now it's time to poop.
Poop. We talk about poop on this podcast.
But
so we're working on your album, yes.
I mean, the album is sick because it is like those 10 years of struggle. It's kind of like
it's a 10-year-old child.
Yes.
Where's that big ass? I haven't even a 10-year-old unbirthed child.
Yes.
Woo!
But I've heard like 4 or 5 of those songs. Fucking bangers. Great production, great vocals, great background, great songwriting.
Thank you. That means a lot coming from you.
Can you say the title? Do you know the title?
I do know the title.
Don't do that here.
I haven't announced it yet.
Don't do that here. Don't announce it here.
I'll tell you off camera, off mic.
Please.
It's good.
June something. Sam Fisher.
Summer.
This
summer.
Summer's gonna break your heart.
Summer's gonna let
It's actually just 15 different versions of this city.
That's all we want. And that's all we need.
That seems to be all anyone.
That's what we want. Yeah, just write the city again. That was my base.
That was like, we just need another this city. I was like, okay, cool.
Fuck off.
Sweet.
Yeah, bye.
They said how'd you make it go on TikTok?
How'd you do it?
Yeah, that's
no one realizes
if
that.
I knew, I would be the biggest motherfucking artist on the planet.
No, everyone's like, yeah, you just have to do like Made You Look Again. I'm like, it was all fucking the fans, man. It was all the people who spread the word and said, check out this song. I don't have control over other people. I still
think it's the quality of song though.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, bro.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, no. At the in and out at the end of the day, I like that.
That's my emphasis.
I still think, like, even though like a lot of songs are getting shots, and like it's more like about the song than it is the artist right now, which is like kind of tough. I still think it's good quality songs.
The good quality TikTok songs are popping through. Like,
yeah.
When it's over, and it's over, love it. I love it so much.
Oh, Lizzie McAlpine.
And that's a fucking songwriter right there, man. She uses weird ass chords. We don't get that anymore, and that's sick. I love TikTok. All right, I'm gonna TikTok the shit out of our song and all your songs.
Let's go.
Thank you so much for your time, Sam Fisher.
Yeah, that was fascinating. Your story is insane, dude.
Thanks, bro. Guys, I swear I'm cool and like fun. And not
he
filled
is
with
fun.
trauma.
That's why I've known him for years. He came to our wedding not our wedding, but my husband and I were wedding 5 years ago. I didn't know all that was trauma. So now it's not making sense, but it makes sense why you're such a good person.
Yeah,
sweet.
You know?
But that's what this podcast is for. It's for you to vent, and it's a therapy session for us.
It's a therapy session. He thinks I don't like doing
guys.
this, and I've worked too much, but this is Mama's therapy.
I'm glad you're
need-
having fun
I
still.
fucking love
I'm
it.
having
I
fun.
honestly, like, I haven't told many of those stories, really, because it's...
Well, thanks for your exclusive.
You're welcome. This feels so comfortable.
You heard it here first on the Working On It pod.
Working on a pod.
Working on it.
Please tell all your social media things. Ready, set, go.
At Sam Fisher.
Okay.
But it's
spell
Fisher, Fischer. Don't
Yeah, there's
fuck
a
it up.
fucking
There
C
you
in
go.
there. I
Come
always forget
on.
that.
What?
So Sam Fisher on TikTok. When I'm writing your name, I'm like, oops. It's on TikTok.
That's
on,
all right. I leave out
on,
the H
on
in Meghan
YouTube,
sometimes.
on Instagram, and then Working on a Pod everywhere.
Mhm.
Find me on TikTok. I just hit 17 milli. Thank you to all the fans. And Ryan's about to hit a milli some days at a half a million.
Guys,
I'm
I'm
at
about to hit 350,000. Get me up.
What? On Tiki?
Yeah,
Oh, you gotta get a
We
couple
gotta
in
get
right
on.
now.
He's got
We
500 though. What is that?
Well,
period.
oh,
Nepo
yeah.
sibling,
Nepo
so-
sib.
I'm ready to be a Nepo sibling.
Okay, fine.
It's
I've had
pretty
many
chill.
of those. Yeah, it's pretty great.
chill.
Hi on you. Listen to it.
High on you.
Hi on you
high
with
on you.
Amy Shark. Go listen to it. Watch his performance. It's gonna be out everywhere eventually
Australian
on
Idol.
Australian Idol. We love you. Bye, Mom.
Love y'all.
Mm.
Bye.